I'm Damon L. Jacobs here for We Love Soaps TV, and we are here for the third annual Day of Days event here at Universal Studios in California.
Right, I'm Roger Newcomb, and we're celebrating Day's 45th anniversary this year.
45. I can't wait. So I'm here at the Day of Days events with James Reynolds, Josh Taylor, two of the coolest guys from Days of Our Lives. It is so great to see you both again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Damon, James, we're celebrating, it's 45 years. What a legacy. And you two have been such a central part of that legacy. You two have been working together now for most of the past 29 years.
We have been working together for a
Do you
long
remember
time,
some of the first scenes you did together? Or do you remember some of the early roles?
Actually, I don't know if Josh remembers this, but
they come and go.
They come and go. Do you remember the first time you worked together?
I don't remember the first time, but I remember, and this is one of the nice things that we don't do as much now. I really wish we did, but we used to, in scenes, actually hang out together. I mean, these characters, even when Josh was Chris Kosachek, were friends, and certainly as Roman, and this is back in the Kosachek days, because Josh's character had the only dog on the show. That was an actual dog. The Carvers have a dog, but you never see the dog. But his character had a dog.
I had a dog?
Yeah, he had a dog. And we used to go over to Chris Kosachek's house. Roman, this is when Roman came on the show. Roman and Abe and Chris talking. And I remember 3 or 4 scenes where we'd just be in the living room, just drinking beer and just be guys hanging out.
Hanging out as bachelor pad.
Later.
That was later.
No, I lived
Because
right
Chris
across-
Kosachek had quite the bachelor
right across
pad.
the street.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah, it was good. I love that.
that is so awesome. Do you remember working with James in the early days?
I just remember that he was, came in with this booming voice and incredible presence, and Jim and I became incredible friends right away, and we still are. And I'm very proud that I'm on his board of directors of his theater.
That's right.
And actually, I kind of run the thing, but a lot of people don't know that.
Well, he goes to his head if we say anything. we don't
No,
have to
so
do it.
I'm very proud. We've on the show, we're close friends on the show as characters, but off the show, he and I are very, very close friends.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, the work you two do off screen as well is always fascinating to me. I know you've done a lot of theater. I know Veterans Day is also coming up this week, and you have done a lot of work to help veterans.
I do.
Can you tell us about some of the work you're
Well,
doing?
I'm currently the national spokesperson for hospitalized vets around the country, and so I go to medical centers a lot around the country to visit with our more than 20 million veterans who take advantage of the VA system, listen to them, talk to them. The VA is just doing an incredible job, meeting enormous challenges out there in taking care of our veterans. And the care they get is extraordinary. The doctors, the nurses, the staff. Every time I'm in the presence of these people, I always leave feeling wonderful. I was telling a friend of mine the other day. I was down in San Diego. They have a games each year, and a lot of veterans who have lost limbs or are disabled in one way or another take part in these games. And there are things from surfing to throwing the shot, but all sorts of things go on. And he was saying, "Oh gosh, isn't that a depressing way to spend your weekend?" I said, "Absolutely not. One of the most uplifting things I have ever done in my life." And just extraordinary. You see someone who's been in a wheelchair for 20 years, and they're on a surfboard for the first time in their life.
Wow.
And they're weightless.
Wow.
I just want to say that this man speaks the truth. He does not just talk the talk, he walks the walk. And I can say openly and honestly, I have no more respect for any man on this earth than I do Jim Reynolds.
That is saying quite a bit. Did you know that he feels that way about you?
Well, that's because he likes dogs. And he's the first man on soaps with a dog. What do you expect? But kindness and good wishes.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm glad. Again, we get to see your work on screen, we get to see your craft, and it's so important that I think that we draw light to all the good that both of you are doing off screen as well, and it is tremendous. Have you noticed, do you think there's better services, more funding now in these last 2 years for veterans than there were?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. The administration, the Obama administration has really upped the level of funding for the VA, and it allows the VA to do so much more that they have to do. They have to expand not only for the new veterans that are coming in, but care for the older veterans. Women are coming into the system in greater numbers than ever before. The acceptance of combat-related mental issues now that are treated that weren't treated 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Or 3 years ago.
Or 3 years ago. So it has been so important, and they have helped. They've helped the Veterans Administration, the Department of Veterans Affairs, I should say, used to be the Veterans Administration, so much, and it's so important. But I really encourage the public to go out to the VAs. Part of what I do is try to encourage volunteerism, and you will be rewarded by just taking a few hours every week. I've met people that spend 5,000 hours a year volunteering. I've met 6-year-olds that volunteer. I've met a 103-year-old who volunteers. I encourage people to do that.
Is there a website, so if someone's watching this somewhere in the country, where could they go to learn about it?
Just go to Department of Veterans.com and put in volunteers. /volunteers, and it'll bring up all the information.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to cut this short, but I have such profound respect for both of you and your work on Days. I'm hoping we're going to get to see Roman get some lovin' soon. He's been lonely for quite a while.
Man, I've had to sneak around behind the scenes. Now,
I'd
you're
love
right.
to see a spin-off web series, Roman's Secret Life. What's really going on?
What's
on those
really
nights?
going on back there?
I'm sure he's a virile man, and I'm sure he's not been that long.
We have to tell the patrols when they see him in an alleyway, just keep walking. Don't stop. Just keep walking away.
Guys, it's so
Commander
great
of the
to speak
police
with you.
department, how's its perks?